Have you ever considered that over 40% of your daily actions are governed by habits, many of which may not serve your success? Habit Mastery, Building Unstoppable Habits for Success, dives deep into the transformative power of habits, tying into the core message of the Brainpower Blueprint channel. This 9-chapter journey will introduce you to neuroplasticity, habit architecture, and the power of resilient self-belief, serving as an actionable blueprint for lasting change. I invite you to test each idea in your daily life, envisioning your future self, crafting a compelling success story. Remember, meaningful change begins the moment you turn the page. Habit Mastery, Building Unstoppable Habits for Success, compiled and published by Brainpower Blueprint. Chapter 1. The Power of Habits. What if I told you that the habits you adhere to every day are silently shaping the very fabric of your life? These seemingly small behaviors can become powerful forces that dictate your happiness, productivity, and ultimately your success. Understanding the power of habits is the first step towards transforming your life into a masterpiece that reflects your deepest aspirations. Instead of feeling like a bystander, you can take an active role in crafting a future that resonates with your true potential. At the core of habit formation lies the incredible science of neuroplasticity, which reveals that our brains are not fixed, they are adaptable and capable of rewiring themselves with each new behavior we choose to adopt. This flexibility means you have the power to cultivate and reinforce positive habits while dismantling those that no longer serve you. A simple daily action, repeated over time, can transition into an entrenched part of your identity. Imagine starting each day with a habit that invigorates you, be it mindfulness, exercise, or simply setting a positive intention for the day. That small alteration can set a cascading effect in motion, influencing your choices, reactions, and feelings throughout the day. Let's take a moment to consider a relatable scenario. Think of a time when you set a goal to establish a new habit, like waking up earlier to jumpstart your day. Initially, it may have felt daunting, filled with discomfort, and maybe even a bit of resistance. Yet, as you leaned into that early morning routine, perhaps reveling in the peacefulness of the moment, or feeling a newfound sense of accomplishment, you began changing not just your schedule, but also your mindset. Researchers at Duke University found that approximately 40% of our behaviors are habitual, which means you engage in nearly half of your actions without consciously deciding to do so. That statistic underscores the vast potential for change that lies within the tiny choices we make daily. It's crucial to recognize that beginnings can often stir feelings of self-doubt and the nagging question of whether change is truly possible. But here lies the beautiful truth about habits. They don't demand perfection. They thrive on consistency. As you embrace the journey of habit mastery, remind yourself that even the most accomplished individuals started as beginners. It's in those ordinary small actions repeated over time that extraordinary changes are birthed. When you acknowledge this, you step into a frame of mind that opens up pathways to new possibilities, reinforcing a perspective where persistent effort is celebrated, not judged. So as we embark on this exploration of habit formation together, dare to envision a life where your routine becomes a reflection of your aspirations. Imagine waking up each morning excited about the habits you are nurturing, feeling empowered by the process of crafting your identity and reality through choice. Remember, true power lies not in the challenge itself, but in the resolute belief that you can choose differently, moment to moment. Your transformation is within reach, waiting to be claimed. Embrace this journey with open arms, for the seeds of your future success are already planted in the habits you are about to cultivate. Envision your journey toward habit mastery as a 3-step blueprint that empowers you to shape your reality. Start by observing the habits that currently comprise your daily routine. Reflect on which ones foster growth and fulfillment, and which ones hold you back. Next, embrace the process of intentionality by clearly defining a new habit you wish to cultivate. This specific focus allows you to channel your energy and disrupt any inertia that has prevented change in the past. Finally, take action and start small, introducing incremental changes that build up over time while celebrating each small victory along the way. As we explore the transformative landscape of habits, Consider how the routine you establish today will define who you become tomorrow. Many of us are wired to believe that change must be a grand gesture, a monumental leap forward. Yet the magic lies in the accumulation of gradual, consistent actions that together create an impactful shift in your life. Remember that each positive habit you incorporate isn't merely a task to check off your list. It's an investment in your future self. By nurturing these small actions, you create a foundation from which larger aspirations can blossom. Now, let's dive deeper into the significance of identity in habit formation, as this is something many people overlook. When you embark on the path of personal development, it is not enough to set a goal. You need to alter your self-perception to coincide with that goal. Instead of merely stating that you want to read more books, begin identifying yourself as a reader. Envision your daily life infused with pages of novels, nonfiction, or self-help literature that inspire growth. When you align your habits with a revised identity, you create a powerful motivation that galvanizes your commitment. Suddenly, what may have felt arduous transforms into an integral part of who you are. Take a moment to think about how habits weave into your emotional landscape as well. Bad habits often provide temporary comfort through mechanisms like procrastination or indulgence, but they can leave a lingering sense of dissatisfaction and guilt. On the other hand, healthy, empowering habits may require initial discomfort, yet they create lasting joy and fulfillment. As you evolve through this journey, you'll discover that breaking free from negative cycles is essential for cultivating an expansive mindset. No longer will you operate on autopilot. With intention, clarity, and resilience, you'll step confidently into the version of yourself that thrives. As we develop your new habits, recall that setbacks may arise. They are not indications of failure, but valuable learning moments. This part of the journey is fundamental to sustaining long-term change. When challenges appear, pause and examine them. Learn to embrace discomfort as an opportunity for growth. Each stumble only strengthens your resolve, transforming obstacles into stepping stones toward success. This newfound perspective empowers you to remain steadfast in your pursuit of greatness. Visualize a life in which your habits serve as powerful allies guiding you toward your dreams. Embrace the exhilaration that comes with knowing you possess the keys to unlock your potential, using your daily rituals as stepping stones to success. Change does not unfold in a singular moment. It flourishes in the ongoing journey we undertake day by day. It's time to commit to this journey. Step into the possibilities that lie ahead, equipped with the blueprint you've mapped out, and become the architect of your own success story. Your future self eagerly awaits. Meet Sarah, a talented chef who faced the daunting challenge of opening her own restaurant. Initially, she met numerous setbacks: burnt dishes, a difficult lease negotiation, and negative feedback from test customers. Instead of viewing these failures as reasons to give up, Sarah embraced a growth mindset. She saw each mistake as a valuable lesson. When a dish didn't turn out as expected, she experimented with new ingredients and techniques, refining her culinary creations over time. Rather than becoming discouraged by criticism, she invited feedback and used it to improve her menu. Slowly but surely, her restaurant transformed into a beloved local spot, demonstrating that resilience combined with a willingness to learn can turn dreams into reality. Sarah's journey is a testament to the power of positivity and perseverance. How might you identify a habit that no longer serves your goals, and what steps can you take to replace it with a more empowering one? How might you approach small, positive changes in your daily routine? And what is one simple habit you could introduce today to support your aspirations? How might you view setbacks as opportunities for growth? And in what ways can you reframe a recent challenge you faced to uncover valuable lessons for your journey? As we wrap up this chapter, remember that the habits you choose today can serve as a powerful blueprint for your success tomorrow. Every small action you take has the potential to rewire your brain and ignite a transformative journey that leads to your aspirations. Embrace the idea that with intention and consistency, you hold the tools to craft a rewarding life built on positive habits. As we transition into the next chapter, get ready to dive deeper as we explore the crucial steps to breaking the old cycle of habits that have held you back. You'll discover how to dismantle those patterns that no longer serve you, creating the space needed for growth and change. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, to continue on this enlightening journey toward self-mastery together. Here's to shaping a future filled with possibilities. Chapter 2: Breaking the Old Cycle. What if the strongest barriers to your personal growth are the very habits you've unconsciously embraced? Breaking the old cycle of habits can feel daunting, yet this is where true transformation begins. Many of us cling to familiar patterns, even those that lead to dissatisfaction, simply because they provide comfort, however fleeting. This chapter explores the vital steps necessary to dismantle these ingrained behaviors and replace them with new, empowering habits that pave the way for a truly fulfilling life. Understanding that change often begins with awareness is the first step in this transformative process. When you take the time to examine your daily routines, reflecting on the habits that have become second nature, you may identify behaviors that no longer align with your goals. Research indicates that habits form based on cues and rewards, a process scientists refer to as the habit loop. By gaining insight into your habit loop, you can begin to disrupt these cycles, creating space for fresh, constructive behaviors to emerge. Allow me to share a story that illustrates this journey. Meet Alex, a young professional who consistently found himself procrastinating on important projects, a cycle that negatively impacted his career and well-being. As deadlines loomed, he would often indulge in distractions, which initially provided a comforting escape. However, Alex eventually recognized that this habit was not serving him. Instead of feeling guilty and helpless, he took a proactive approach. He began tracking his behaviors, noting when and why he turned to procrastination, and discovering it often occurred in moments of boredom or anxiety. By identifying these triggers, Alex could consciously choose to engage in different activities that raised his spirits, like taking short breaks or connecting with a coworker to reignite his motivation. As he started breaking the cycle, Alex learned to act without waiting for the perfect moment. The mere act of deciding to break free from previous behaviors sparked a shift within him. It revealed that recognizing oneself as capable of change is essential. When you empower yourself with the belief that habit transformation is within reach, you shift your approach from helplessness to possibility. Instead of feeling defeated by the old cycle, you can view it as an obstacle to be navigated, giving you the power to forge a new path. By taking mindful steps toward breaking old habits, you are lifting the veil of limitation that has obscured your potential for too long. Your past actions do not dictate your future. Rather, they outline areas for growth and enlightenment. The beauty of this journey is that you possess an incredible capacity to reshape your narrative. What once seemed an uphill battle can become a process of unlearning and relearning that leads to profound self-discovery. You are not merely a product of your surroundings, but a dynamic individual capable of crafting your essence through intentional choices. As we venture further into this chapter, remember that breaking free from old patterns isn't just possible. It's an invitation to embrace the richness of change that awaits you. You are embarking on a pathway lined with opportunities to grow, evolve, and become the best version of yourself. This is not a sprint, but a beautiful marathon toward knowledge, resilience, and strength. Each step you take in breaking the cycle is a testament to your unwavering potential. Let's dive deeper into how to dismantle the routines that no longer benefit you, step by step. Begin by identifying your habitual triggers, whether they arise from specific situations, emotions, or environments. Acknowledge these cues and observe how they lead you to automatic responses which may or may not serve your goals. Next, replace an old habit with a more empowering one. Choose a new action that aligns with your aspirations, ensuring it remains manageable and realistic. Finally, intentionally practice this new behavior consistently, allowing it to become part of your routine while celebrating the progress you make along the way, no matter how small. As you immerse yourself in this process of breaking the old cycle, it's essential to cultivate patience and awareness. Change doesn't occur overnight. Rather, it's a continuous journey of introspection and perseverance. One powerful method for bringing awareness to your habits is journaling. Recording your thoughts and emotions surrounding your daily behaviors can reveal patterns you may not have previously noticed. For instance, keeping track of your feelings around certain activities might bring to light why you return to them, even when they aren't constructive. This practice is akin to shining a light on your subconscious behaviors, giving you the perspective needed to enact change. Consider Samantha, a marketing professional who found herself relying on late-night snacking as a way to cope with stress after long workdays. Upon tracking her food habits through journaling, she noticed that these cravings were triggered primarily by feelings of fatigue and overwhelm. Rather than berating herself for her choices, Samantha, armed with newfound clarity, began to explore healthier alternatives. Instead of reaching for chips or sweets, she started preparing fruit and yogurt as a late-night snack, appealing to the need for comfort without sacrificing her health. By directly addressing her triggers and making conscious choices, Samantha transformed her experience entirely. Embrace this realization. Every time you consciously choose to replace an old habit with a positive one, you're engaging in a powerful act of self-affirmation. Moreover, committing to this journey involves more than just the act of changing physical habits. This sport of mental rewiring requires you to be gentle with yourself, recognizing that missteps will happen along the way. Instead of allowing setbacks to connote failure, view them as natural parts of the process where you can glean valuable insights. Acknowledging your struggles equips you with the tools you need to build resilience, making your eventual success even more enriching. As you deepen your understanding of habit cycles, it also helps to envision the person you want to become. Create a vibrant vision of your life, enriched by positive habits that align with this ideal self. Imagine the confident, thriving individual navigating daily challenges and cultivating happiness through their choices. Holding this image in your mind can serve as a motivating beacon, grounding you in your goals and aspirations during times of trial. Change is characterized by the breaking of old cycles and the formation of new, supportive behaviors that propel you toward the life you envision. Embrace each opportunity for growth along the way as you shed outdated patterns, for this path invites boundless possibilities. With your newly established blueprint, you're ready to act boldly as you dismantle the limitations that have weighed you down. Continue to engage with this transformative process, as the journey to habit mastery is full of exciting discoveries waiting to be explored. Meet Jessica, a budding artist who longed to showcase her work in a local gallery. At first, her self-doubt loomed large, making her question whether her talent was worthy of recognition. Instead of succumbing to defeat, Jessica embraced a growth mindset. She began to view every setback, like failed pieces and critical feedback, as an opportunity to learn and improve. Rather than shying away from workshops, she actively sought them out, honing her skills and experimenting with new techniques. Each brushstroke became a chance to push her boundaries and evolve as an artist. Eventually, her persistence paid off when her paintings were featured in a gallery exhibition, symbolizing the power of resilience and the transformative nature of a growth mindset. How might you recognize an old habit that no longer aligns with your values, and what steps can you take to consciously replace it with a more positive behavior? How might you identify triggers in your daily life that lead you to default into habitual responses, and how can you develop strategies to address them constructively? How might you cultivate a growth mindset by reframing a recent setback, and what lessons can you derive from that experience to fuel your future efforts? As we conclude this chapter, remember that breaking old cycles and reshaping your habits is a powerful act of self-reinvention, allowing you to ignite the changes necessary for a fulfilling life. Each small step you take not only propels you toward your goals, but also rewires your mindset, enabling you to embrace new possibilities with enthusiasm. In our next chapter, we'll delve deeper into understanding how your identity shapes your behavior and actions, revealing how you can align your habits with the person you aspire to be. This transformative journey awaits, so be sure to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, and join me as we continue crafting your path to success and mastery. Chapter 3. Identity Drives Behavior. Have you ever noticed how our actions often reflect the identities we believe in? The concept of identity as the template for behavior is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal for making lasting change. Understanding this connection can unlock immense potential within you, fostering an environment where your young aspirations feel like attainable realities. When you internalize the identity you want to embody, each successful action starts to feel like a natural extension of who you are, rather than an act of willpower alone. This chapter will take you on a journey to explore the vital relationship between your perceptions of self and the habits you cultivate. It all begins with the question, who do you believe yourself to be? If you see yourself as someone who enjoys exercise, you're likely to gravitate toward fitness activities with enthusiasm. Conversely, if you perceive yourself as a couch potato, you may find it challenging to motivate yourself to be active. This foundational belief impacts your choices every day, guiding your habits and shaping the trajectory of your life. Research in psychological science supports this idea profoundly. A study published in the journal Self and Identity found strong evidence indicating that when individuals align their actions with their self-identity, they experience greater persistence. This means it's not just the actions themselves that matter, but how those actions resonate with your core beliefs about yourself. Allowing your identity to influence your behavior can create a constructive feedback loop. With each small win, you further reinforce the identity you're cultivating. Let's take a moment to look at a relatable example. Imagine Daniel, an avid runner who has completed several marathons. His identity as a runner wasn't born overnight. It was shaped through years of commitment and small daily actions. Initially, Daniel struggled with the idea of running and often procrastinated. Yet by choosing to dedicate just 20 minutes a day to running, he slowly transformed his perception of himself. With consistency, he began to identify as a runner rather than just someone who runs occasionally. This shift birthed a cascading change in his lifestyle. He sought out new challenges, fueled by his self-identity. Today, the marathon training sessions that once seemed unachievable are now firmly entrenched in his routine, and running has become a source of joy and accomplishment for him. The key takeaway here is that as you reshape your habits, it's instrumental to simultaneously reshape your self-identity. Reflect on the connections at play and identify the stories you tell about who you are. If your current thoughts limit your potential, like viewing yourself as unfit or disorganized, consider how you can begin to rewrite that narrative. Begin claiming identities that inspire you, like, I am an organized person, or I am someone who prioritizes health. This doesn't mean you will transform overnight. Rather, it's about consciously stepping into that new identity and allowing your actions to align in kind. As you dive deeper into exploring your identity, remember that growth doesn't occur in isolation. You're actively participating in an evolving process where your self-perception can nurture new behaviors. Your journey of personal development is fueled not only by the actions you take, but also by the vibrant vision of the person you aspire to become. This realization is a pivotal moment. You hold the keys to unlocking your potential, allowing you to step into this version of yourself, influencing every facet of your life with intention and clarity. Begin by evaluating your current self-identity and identifying the personal narratives that shape your beliefs. Next, create a clear vision of the identity you want to embody, formed from the habits and values you wish to cultivate. Finally, take consistent actions that align with this new identity, reinforcing the changes with every choice you make. As you explore this process further, it becomes vital to recognize the daily choices you make, which reflect and reinforce your identity. You may consider adopting the mindset of someone who is committed to your goals. This shift can significantly illuminate the habits that will lead you toward success. For instance, if your goal is to promote a healthier lifestyle, begin to visualize yourself as a health-conscious individual. Every time you opt for a nourishing meal over junk food, you're not just making a choice, but reaffirming your identity as someone who prioritizes well-being. This approach cleverly blends intention with action, creating a fertile ground for growth. Reflect on how you can communicate your new identity to yourself positively. The language you use significantly influences your beliefs. For example, instead of affirming, I am trying to eat healthier, reframe it to, I am a person who eats healthily. The subtle shift in wording enables empowerment, reinforcing acceptance of your desired identity rather than framing the journey as an uphill battle. Consider Alina, a busy professional who initially viewed herself as someone constantly overwhelmed by work and life. After recognizing her unhealthy habit of neglecting personal care, she embraced the identity of a balanced professional. Every day, she made small commitments to prioritize self-care, whether that be setting aside time to read, preparing nourishing meals, or exercising. These choices began to mold her self-identity, and soon, what started as a forced action evolved into a genuine part of her sense of self. Friends and colleagues began to see the shift too, with Elena embodying a newfound sense of positivity and balance that inspired those around her. The journey of aligning identity with habits unfolds beautifully when approached with patience and curiosity. It's essential to allow yourself the grace to evolve gradually. Change is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey. Celebrate every step along the way, recognizing that every small victory is part of the larger tapestry of your growth. With every reinforcing action, you not only adjust your habits, but also reshape how you perceive your capabilities and potential. As you dive deeper into this mutual reinforcement of identity and behavior, reflect on how you can create a community of support that echoes your new identity. Surrounding yourself with individuals who share the values and aspirations will further solidify your growth. When you immerse yourself in this positive environment, you reinforce your commitment. Inspired by like-minded people, you can draw inspiration from their journeys as you illustrate your path through collaboration and encouragement. Remember that your pursuit of change is more than merely adopting new habits. It's a profound exploration of the self. The powerful connection between your identity and your behavior sets the stage for lasting transformation. Each thoughtful choice you make perpetuates the vision of the person you seek to become, inviting you to step boldly into your extraordinary narrative, where anything is possible and the life you've always envisioned awaits. Embrace the journey and trust that the layers of transformation will unfurl beautifully with time, patience, and persistence. Meet Ryan, a software developer passionate about improving his coding skills. Initially, he struggled to grasp complex programming concepts, leading him to doubt his abilities and question whether he belonged in the field. Instead of letting these challenges discourage him, Ryan adopted a growth mindset. Rather than viewing setbacks as failures, he began to see them as stepping stones. He diligently sought out online courses and mentorship, immersing himself in practice and asking for feedback on his work. With each small improvement, a clean piece of code here, successful debugging there, Ryan's confidence flourished. Over time, he transformed from an uncertain coder into a resourceful problem solver, illustrating how perseverance and a positive mindset can turn self-doubt into mastery and achievement. How might you reframe a recent challenge you faced, and what lessons can you extract from that experience to strengthen your resilience moving forward? How might you redefine your self-identity to align more closely with your aspirations? And what specific actions can you take to embody that new identity daily? How might you cultivate a supportive community around your goals? And who in your life could help reinforce the changes you want to make? As we conclude this chapter, remember that your identity is a powerful blueprint that can rewire the way you approach your habits, setting you on a path toward extraordinary growth. By consciously aligning your beliefs with the actions you take, you ignite the potential for lasting change in your life. In the next chapter, we'll explore the concept of keystone habits, revealing how certain small adjustments can create a ripple effect that transforms multiple areas of your life. Stay engaged and enthusiastic about this journey, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, so we can continue empowering your pursuit of success together. Your new narrative awaits. Chapter 4. Keystone Habits That Matter. What if the smallest changes in your routine could ignite a cascade of positive transformations in your life? This idea lies at the heart of understanding keystone habits. These powerful behaviors serve as catalysts, creating momentum that can alter your lifestyle, improve your mindset, and enhance your overall well-being. By focusing on cultivating a few specific keystone habits, you can rewire your approach to many areas within your life and experience profound, far-reaching effects. Keystone habits are unique in their ability to lead to significant wellness improvements. They pave the way for not just one, but a multitude of positive changes. For example, research highlights how exercise acts as a keystone habit for many individuals. When someone begins working out regularly, they often find themselves more mindful of their nutrition, more conscious about sleep, and more motivated in other aspects of their lives. This combination produces an uplifting domino effect where multiple areas flourish as a direct result of the positive habit established in one focused area. It effectively reinforces the notion that small, deliberate actions can yield unexpectedly transformative results. Let's illustrate this with the story of Mia, who was once overwhelmed by her chaotic lifestyle. Struggling with time management and chronic stress, she felt she lacked control over her life. After reading about the power of keystone habits, Mia decided to initiate one small change: waking up 30 minutes earlier each day for quiet reflection. Surprisingly, this simple adjustment unlocked a world of possibilities. By dedicating that early morning time to meditating and planning her day, Mia became more centered and focused. Soon, she felt compelled to introduce healthy meals to her routine, consciously avoiding fast food, which had often been her go-to choice in stressful moments. As a result, her energy levels soared, her productivity increased, and she started fostering more positive relationships through improved interactions with family and friends. Mia's journey underscores an important truth. Keystone habits are not merely actions. They are frameworks for reshaping your personal landscape. When you focus on one meaningful habit and intertwine it with your life, the effects can stretch far and wide, gradually engulfing your other routines in newfound clarity and purpose. The beauty of this process lies in its accessibility. Anyone can start small and build upon those wins. Furthermore, as you cultivate keystone habits, remain aware that these changes require accountability and commitment. While the journey toward refinement may have its challenges, remember that each stumble is an opportunity to learn and grow. As you strengthen your determination to nurture these pivotal habits, you'll foster an environment that encourages resilience and self-empowerment. Every keystone habit you embrace assists you in constructing a strong support system in your life, propelling you toward the aspirations you hold dear. So, the next time you contemplate your routine, think about what single habit you can introduce that could serve as a reliable cornerstone for other positive changes. With each decision, remember the power they hold, the ability to uplift, grow, and transform. By embracing these keystone habits with confidence, you can create a positive ripple effect that transforms your entire approach to personal growth and fulfillment. Your path to a thriving life begins with that first intentional step. Identify a keystone habit that resonates with you, one that has the potential to ignite positive changes in various areas of your life. Commit to making this habit a regular part of your routine, ensuring that it is manageable and enjoyable. Track your progress and reflect on how this single behavior influences other aspects of your daily life, allowing yourself to connect the dots as transformations unfold. By focusing on keystone habits, you harness the potential for compound growth without becoming overwhelmed by the prospect of change. Harnessing the momentum that comes from successfully embedding a single, impactful habit opens the door to further exploration and evolution. It's essential to remain open to the observation that these habits are interconnected shards of influence in your life. Once one facet begins to shine brighter, others will soon follow. For instance, someone who commits to a daily writing habit often finds that creativity spills into other endeavors, such as problem-solving or brainstorming innovative ideas at work. This reveals how your proactive steps in one area can foster growth in another, eventually nurturing a flourishing ecosystem of habits. Consider the case of Ben, who decided to take on the keystone habit of drinking more water throughout his day. Initially, it seemed simple enough. He set a goal of consuming 8 glasses a day. Although this may appear basic, the ripple effects of his commitment were profound. As Ben regularly hydrated, he noticed an increase in his energy levels, which prompted him to engage more in fitness activities. Additionally, By drinking more water, he naturally opted for healthier foods in meal preparation, as he was more mindful of the nutrition he needed to complement his revitalized energy levels. The Keystone habit of drinking more water had unknowingly set in motion a cascade of positive choices as he became increasingly aware of what his body needed for optimal functioning. As you explore the potential of your chosen Keystone habits, remember that tracking your progress can provide valuable insights, reminding you of the progression you're experiencing. A journal, a digital app, or even a simple habit tracker can be enjoyable ways to visually capture your growth. This not only solidifies your commitment, but also fuels the motivation to embrace and sustain the habit. It acts as a magnifying glass that focuses on the interconnectedness of your efforts and how each small achievement delivers you closer to your desired lifestyle. It's important to acknowledge that while the journey may feel steady, challenges will inevitably arise. Life's demands will present distractions that might deter you from your newfound path. Acknowledging the moments when your motivation wanes is an essential part of your progression. In those moments, reminding yourself why you committed to this Keystone habit can rekindle your resolve. Each time you push past resistance, you reinforce the habit and build your resilience, strengthening the habit's foundation for continued growth. As you cultivate these Keystone habits into your routine, remain patient and kind to yourself. Every habit must start somewhere. Each step reinforces the structure of the comprehensive growth that you desire. This transformative phase is not merely about adopting actions, but delighting in evolving toward your reflecting ideals. Recognize that through your consistent practice of Keystone habits, you are gradually becoming the architect of your own success, navigating toward a more fulfilled and vibrant life. Embrace the momentum created with every Keystone habit you master, as this journey is yours, and every positive change counts toward your greater narrative. Meet Clara, a dedicated teacher who faced significant challenges during a transition to remote learning. Initially overwhelmed by technology and doubt about her ability to engage her students, she resolved to embrace a growth mindset. Rather than fearing failure, Clara viewed these challenges as opportunities for growth. She enrolled in online courses to enhance her digital skills and sought feedback from colleagues to improve her methods. Every new technique she tried was a chance to learn, and each interaction with her students offered insights that fueled her improvement. Gradually, Clara became adept at creating engaging virtual lessons, transforming her initial struggles into a rewarding educational experience, inspiring her students to embrace learning with enthusiasm and resilience. How might you identify a Keystone habit that could serve as a catalyst for positive change in your daily routine, and what steps can you take to implement it? How might you observe the ripple effects of one small change in your life, and how can you use these insights to reinforce your commitment to that habit? How might you navigate challenges that arise while trying to establish a new habit, and what strategies can you put in place to maintain your motivation during these moments? As we conclude this chapter, remember that cultivating Keystone habits can fundamentally transform your life, acting as a powerful blueprint to ignite growth throughout your journey. By introducing small yet impactful changes, you can rewire your mindset and behavior for lasting success. In the next chapter, we'll explore the crucial distinction between motivation and discipline, revealing how to harness both to propel you toward your goals and dreams. This exploration is critical as you continue crafting the life you desire. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, and join me on this exciting path of personal transformation. The next steps in your journey await. Chapter 5. Start small, win big. What if the key to achieving your biggest dreams lies in the tiny, consistent actions you take every day? Starting small isn't just a mantra. It's an essential strategy for building sustainable habits that lead to remarkable outcomes. The journey toward your goals can feel overwhelming, but by focusing on manageable steps, you not only simplify the process, but also increase your likelihood of success. Each small win builds momentum, fostering a positive cycle that propels you further along your path to achievement. When we set ambitious goals, it's easy to become discouraged when the path to success feels steep and challenging. Beginning with immense aspirations can be daunting, leading many to abandon their dreams altogether due to the weight of the effort required. Instead, shifting your focus from the end goal to small, actionable steps opens the door to possibilities, making grand ambitions feel much more achievable. Rather than straining to leap over the hurdles that lie ahead, imagine taking a series of small, purposeful steps that cumulatively lead you to your desired destination. Research conducted by the University of Scranton shows that only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions, often due to overwhelming pressures and unrealistic expectations. However, when individuals allocate their attention to bite-sized incremental goals, success becomes more tangible. Consider Sarah, who wanted to improve her physical fitness, but felt daunted by the idea of committing to a rigorous exercise regimen. Instead of attempting to run 5 miles on her first day, she started with 10 minutes of brisk walking each evening. This small commitment was manageable, and as she began to see improvement in her stamina, she gradually increased her duration. Before long, what began as a small step transformed into a daily habit, leading her toward her larger fitness goals. Sarah's approach illustrates a fundamental truth. The smallest actions often hold the most significant power when repeated consistently. By breaking your larger goals into smaller, achievable milestones, you create a journey that fosters positive feelings of accomplishment. Each time you celebrate these small victories, you not only boost your confidence, but also solidify the change as an integral part of your identity. This concept aligns beautifully with the idea of intrinsic motivation. As you savor each win, you're propelled to continue taking those important steps forward. Moreover, starting small allows you to be adaptable. When you take manageable steps, you create space to adjust your approach without the fear of backpedaling. If one approach isn't fostering the growth you desire, the smaller scale makes it easier to pivot without feeling like you've sunk tremendous energy into a dead-end effort. This adaptability ensures that you remain resilient, reframing setbacks as opportunities to tweak your strategy and embrace new possibilities. The revelation is that each of you possesses the power to begin right where you are. Commit to that first action, however minor it may seem, and recognize that every step adds to the momentum propelling you toward your dreams. Your mindset plays a pivotal role. When you embrace the belief that even small efforts yield concrete results, you empower yourself to forge a path of growth and resilience. Regardless of the size of your initial steps, they lead to the victories that ultimately define your journey. Let the process be both enriching and inspiring as you discover the beauty of starting small and winning big. Identify a specific small goal that resonates with you, ensuring it aligns with your broader aspirations. Commit to taking consistent action on this goal each day, even if it's just a few minutes dedicated to the task. Reflect on your progress regularly, celebrating even the smallest achievements and acknowledging the accumulated impact of those wins. As you integrate this blueprint into your daily life, remember the power of consistency. It's not about the size of the action you take, but rather the frequency and commitment behind it that will lead you to outcomes you desire. Developing a habit of starting small enables you to bypass the intimidating weight of perfectionism, breaking free from its constraints and opening the door to possibility. When you focus on small actions, you can maintain motivation even when external forces may fluctuate. Consider Amanda, a busy professional who wanted to write a book but felt paralyzed by the enormity of the task. Rather than setting an unrealistic expectation to write an entire chapter in one sitting, Amanda chose to dedicate just 20 minutes each day to brainstorm ideas or write a few paragraphs. At first, those 20 minutes felt insignificant, yet she quickly learned that these bursts of dedicated time accumulated into substantial material over weeks and months. Each session brought a sense of accomplishment, and Amanda discovered the joy of creativity blossoming within the confines of a low-pressure endeavor. By celebrating each minute spent writing, Amanda redefined her relationship with writing from a daunting chore into a fulfilling daily habit. The little victories fueled her passion, gradually transforming her project from an overwhelming aspiration into a tangible reality. Thankfully, Amanda's experience showcases the core truth. Small, consistent efforts can culminate in considerable achievements. While embarking on this journey, it's also essential to recognize that setbacks may occur. Life has a way of introducing obstacles, and the path may not always be linear. When Amanda encountered weeks where her motivation waned due to work demands or fatigue, she practiced self-compassion instead of self-criticism. She reconfigured her approach, reminding herself that every page written, no matter how small, contributed to her larger goal. Amanda learned that some days were about simply maintaining the habit, and not every writing session needed to yield a polished piece. The consistent practice of starting small allowed Amanda to view each day anew, equipping her with the resilience needed to bounce back from temporary derailments. Embracing flexibility in her commitment reinforced her sense of agency, demonstrating that even on days when larger efforts felt inaccessible, progress could still be made. Ultimately, when you allow yourself to start small, you create a nourishing space filled with opportunities for growth. Each step taken reshapes your identity as someone who is proactive and dedicated to pursuing goals, cultivating a routine that underscores the power of daily actions. When you begin this journey, treat every small win as not merely an act of completion, but as an affirmation of your ability to drive change in your life. As you move forward, remember that the path to accomplishment is often carved out by small, brave steps taken daily. Embrace the exhilaration each effort brings, and allow those moments of action to contribute to your growing legacy of achievement. Your commitment to this process will illuminate not just the immediate steps, but the bigger picture woven into the tapestry of your aspirations. Each day presents a fresh opportunity to reaffirm your potential. Let that energize you as you continue your journey of growth. Meet Jamie, a graphic designer who aspired to master digital illustration but often felt intimidated by new techniques. Rather than succumbing to fear, she embraced a growth mindset. Jamie started by dedicating just 15 minutes each day to practice sketching and experimenting with different tools. At first, her creations were far from perfect, but instead of feeling disheartened, she viewed each drawing as an opportunity to learn. She sought feedback from peers and took online courses to refine her skills, appreciating each constructive critique. Over time, Jamie transformed her initial awkward attempts into stunning artwork, showcasing her work in a local exhibit. Her journey illustrates how persistence and an open mindset can turn challenges into stepping stones for success. How might you identify a small, daily action that can contribute to your larger goals? And how can you make that action feel more manageable and enjoyable? How might you celebrate your small wins along the journey? And what rituals can you incorporate to reinforce your commitment to progress? How might you approach setbacks as opportunities for growth? And what strategies can you implement to maintain momentum during challenging times? As we finish this chapter, remember that starting small can ignite profound change in your life, serving as the blueprint for achieving your biggest dreams, one step at a time. Each small action you take is a deliberate choice that rewires your mindset toward success. In our next chapter, we'll delve into the crucial interplay between motivation and discipline, uncovering how these two forces can work together to propel you toward your goals with unwavering strength. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, so you can continue this transformative journey with me. Your brighter future awaits, one small step at a time. Chapter 6. Design your environment. What if the key to achieving your goals lies not just within you, but in the space around you? The environment you create can significantly influence your habits and overall success. Designing an environment that supports your aspirations enables you to thrive, making it easier to cultivate positive changes in your life. By thoughtfully curating your surroundings, you establish an atmosphere that nurtures growth, transforms productivity barriers into stepping stones, and maximizes your potential for success. Our environment is more than just physical space. It encompasses a range of elements that can either motivate or hinder your progress. Consider how simple adjustments to your surroundings can foster a more supportive habitat for your habits. Research from the Behavioral Architecture Lab shows that people are more likely to engage in healthy practices when they inhabit environments that encourage those behaviors. For instance, if you surround yourself with nutritious snacks and remove junk food from your kitchen, you'll find yourself gravitating toward healthier choices with little effort. This shift emphasizes how small changes can adapt your environment, aligning it with your goal of living healthier without the continual pressure of willpower. Imagine the story of Eric, a student striving to improve his academic performance. Initially, Eric studied in a cluttered room that distracted him, and despite his intelligence, he struggled to focus. Realizing he needed support, he decided to redesign his study environment. He cleared away unnecessary items, added a tidy desk, and set up soft lighting to create a calming atmosphere. In this serene space, where distractions were minimal, Eric found it easier to concentrate on his studies and absorb information. The transformation in his surroundings led to improvements in his focus and productivity, illustrating how a deliberate change in environment can empower significant growth. Designing your environment is about understanding your habits and proactively shaping the framework in which you operate. It involves a deep awareness of what encourages you to thrive and what pulls you away from your goals. When you declutter your space or rearrange furniture, consider not only the aesthetics, but how each change can invite positive energy into your activities. Even setting reminders or motivational quotes around your space can serve as visual cues that keep you engaged with your intentions. By strategically placing items that inspire you within reach, you establish an environment filled with reminders of your aspirations. Furthermore, the connection between your physical space and your mental state cannot be overlooked. An organized, clean, and visually pleasing environment can enhance your overall mood and creativity, allowing for a sense of clarity that fuels productivity. Conversely, a chaotic space can lead to mental clutter, making it harder to stay focused. Take the time to assess which aspects of your environment help or hinder your mindset, and make incremental adjustments accordingly. Ultimately, by consciously designing your environment to align with your goals, you can create a powerful support system that nurtures lasting change. Rather than fighting against your surroundings, you cultivate a space that empowers your habits and encourages continual growth. Remember that this journey is not about sheer willpower, but about understanding the interplay between environment and behavior. You have the ability to mold your space into a sanctuary for success, setting the stage for your best self to flourish. Embrace this opportunity to transform your surroundings and, in turn, reimagine what is possible for your growth and achievement. Evaluate your current environment to identify elements that support or hinder your goals. Curate your space by removing distractions and adding items that inspire and motivate you. Implement small adjustments consistently to cultivate a supportive environment that aligns with your desired habits. As you delve deeper into the art of designing your environment, you may discover that minor shifts can lead to significant changes. The goal is not to overhaul your entire space at once, but to foster an atmosphere conducive to positive behavior. This approach ensures that you feel an immediate impact without the overwhelm of dramatic changes. For instance, if you want to read more, create a cozy reading nook with comfortable seating and easy access to books. When you have a dedicated space that invites you to relax with a good book, you're more likely to cultivate a reading habit with ease and pleasure. Additionally, consider how environmental triggers can shape your mindset. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire and encourage your pursuits can bolster your motivation and keep you accountable. Engaging with those who share your values or goals can create a powerful network that gently nudges you towards success. Conversely, if you're frequently around negativity or people resistant to change, the likelihood of internalizing that outlook increases. Recognize that your environment encompasses not just physical elements, but emotional and social ones as well. Nurturing your social circles alongside physical spaces creates a holistic environment that propels you forward. Let's examine the story of Jasmine, a writer who struggled to complete her manuscript amid distractions at home. Surrounded by family members engaged in various activities, the noise and clutter of daily life undermined her focus. Realizing she needed a conducive writing environment, Jasmine transformed a quiet corner of her local coffee shop into her creative sanctuary. With earphones, a comfortable seat, and her laptop, she set the tone for productivity. The ambiance stimulated her concentration, and soon she found herself embracing a consistent writing schedule. Jasmine's experience underscores the importance of selecting an environment that resonates with your purpose. A critical factor in cultivating a supportive environment lies in developing cues that reinforce desired habits. For example, if your goal is to exercise more frequently, placing your workout attire by the door or scheduling reminders on your phone can act as visual signals that initiate action. These cues can motivate you to follow through when challenges arise, allowing you to build momentum. Over time, these small nudges will help you rewire your habits. Furthermore, maintaining an adaptable environment is crucial for long-term success. As your goals evolve, so should the elements within your space that support those aspirations. When you achieve a goal, take a moment to celebrate and reflect on the role your environment played in that progress. Recognize that your environment is a living entity, constantly shaped by your behaviors, aspirations, and circumstances. Regularly reassess and modify your surroundings to align with your evolving journey, keeping the momentum alive. Ultimately, by intentionally designing your environment to enhance your personal growth, you can create a powerful arena for transformation. Allow your space to breathe inspiration and motivation into your daily life, guiding you steadily toward your aspirations. This proactive approach reveals that you are not subject to the whims of your environment. You are the architect, crafting a landscape primed for success. Embrace this empowering concept and watch as your redesigned world cultivates the habits that support your grand vision for the future. A thoughtfully curated environment lays the groundwork for the extraordinary life you seek. Meet Tom, an aspiring musician who dreamed of performing on stage but struggled with stage fright. Rather than letting fear hold him back, Tom adopted a growth mindset and saw each performance as an opportunity to learn and improve. He started small by playing for close friends and gradually progressed to larger gatherings. After every performance, he sought feedback and embraced constructive criticism, using it to refine his skills. Each setback was a lesson. He practiced mindfulness techniques to calm his nerves and boost his confidence. Through consistent effort and a willingness to step outside his comfort zone, Tom eventually found himself headlining a local music festival. His journey illustrates how persistence and a positive mindset can turn challenges into stepping stones toward success. How might you recognize environments in your life that positively or negatively influence your habits? And what specific changes can you implement to enhance those spaces? How might you create visual reminders or cues in your environment to support the new habits you want to develop? And what would those reminders look like? How might you assess the influence of your social circle on your aspirations? And what steps can you take to cultivate relationships that will motivate and uplift you on your journey? As we conclude this chapter, remember that designing your environment can profoundly enhance your habits and set the stage for success. By reshaping your surroundings, you create a powerful blueprint that rewires your mindset to facilitate growth and possibility. In our next chapter, we'll explore the dynamic interplay between motivation and discipline, unveiling how these two forces work together to propel you toward your aspirations. Don't miss out on these valuable insights. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, and continue this journey of transformation alongside me. Your empowered future is just ahead. Chapter 7: Motivation versus Discipline. What if the secret to achieving your goals lies not just in your desire to succeed, but in how you combine motivation with discipline? Understanding the relationship between these two powerful forces is essential for anyone seeking to forge lasting habits and achieve their aspirations. Motivation can ignite the spark you need to start, but it's discipline that fuels long-term success. By recognizing how both elements play a crucial role in your journey, you can create a powerful strategy that allows you to navigate through challenges and maintain progress consistently. Motivation often ebbs and flows, influenced by external circumstances, emotions, and life events. You might feel energized by a new project or inspired after reading an uplifting article, leading you to take bold action towards your goals. However, those moments of motivation can be fleeting, leaving you susceptible to moments of stagnation or doubt. This is where discipline enters the equation. Discipline is the strength that enables you to push through the monotony and challenges even when motivation wavers. It is the steady hand guiding you when enthusiasm fades. When structured like a habit, discipline becomes a dependable framework that complements the initial spark of motivation. Together, they form a powerful alliance that allows you not only to dream, but also to accomplish. Research indicates that cultivating a sense of discipline can even fuel your motivation. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology highlights that self-discipline is among the strongest predictors of success. Participants who practiced self-control, even in small daily actions, reported increased levels of motivation over time. This demonstrates that making disciplined choices can significantly elevate your overall willingness to embrace effort on a sustained basis. Let's illustrate this with the experience of Maya, a professional athlete who frequently faced fluctuations in her motivation. There were days when she felt enthusiastic and driven to train intensively. On tougher days, however, the thought of pushing herself felt overwhelming, and her motivation often waned. To address this inconsistency, Maya committed to establishing a disciplined training schedule. Regardless of her mood, the schedule became her guide. She dedicated herself to a routine where each workout session, equally weighted, provided the foundation necessary to find rhythm. This structure prevented her from waiting for motivation to strike before acting. As she embraced this discipline, Maya soon discovered that particularly challenging workouts became more manageable. Over time, her motivation to train steadily grew in strength as she observed the benefits of her discipline, improved performance, and a greater sense of accomplishment. The powerful lesson here is that you need to nurture both motivation and discipline as elements of your success toolkit. Understand that they are interconnected and can even reinforce one another. Your desire to achieve can inspire routines that cultivate discipline. In turn, discipline creates a fertile ground where motivation can flourish. Whenever you feel stagnant or let down by fluctuating passion, remember that discipline serves as your anchor, guiding you through the unsteady waters of ambition. Most importantly, adopt a mindset where you see discipline not as a burden, but as an empowering choice that fuels your momentum. By weaving these two forces together, you create a holistic approach to your personal and professional endeavors. Embrace the strengths of both motivation and discipline, and watch how they collaboratively trudge forward, bringing you closer to your dreams. In doing so, you'll discover more than just rapid progress. You'll also cultivate a lasting, resilient mindset that remains focused on growth and possibility, no matter the challenges that arise along the way. Identify your core goals and establish a clear vision for what you want to achieve. Develop a structured routine that embodies disciplined actions to meet those goals, ensuring that it feels manageable and realistic. Reflect consistently on your progress, celebrating achievements while recognizing areas for improvement to maintain motivation and commitment. As you delve deeper into the interplay between motivation and discipline, it's essential to prioritize routines that nurture both. Your daily actions, rooted in discipline, create a backbone for your aspirations. When motivation is high, leverage that energy to build positive habits that become second nature. Conversely, in moments when motivation wanes, lean on your established routines to carry you through. This interplay ensures sustainability, allowing you to persist even when enthusiasm is in short supply. Consider the story of Aaron, a passionate writer eager to complete his first novel. Initially, he became energized by the thought of publishing his work and quickly dove in, fueled by enthusiasm. Yet, as the draft progressed, the initial excitement began to fade, and challenges like writer's block emerged. Feeling disheartened, Aaron grappled with frustration, often questioning his talent and ability to finish. In recognizing the fluctuations of his motivation, he decided to implement a more structured approach. Aaron adopted a disciplined writing schedule. Every morning, he allocated 1 hour dedicated solely to writing. Whether or not he felt motivated that day, he showed up at his desk ready to create. Even if he produced only a sentence or two, these small contributions began to add up. This commitment to routine became a powerful anchor that kept his progress moving, reinforcing his dedication and encouraging momentum over time. With each small miracle of simply producing words, Aaron found himself motivated anew as he perceived his journey unfolding. Research supports the idea that this kind of practice can have a profound impact on your ability to achieve goals. A study conducted at Dominican University found that setting specific goals and holding oneself accountable significantly increases commitment levels. By externalizing his ambition, Aaron chose to share his progress with friends, transforming his individual journey into a collective experience. This community aspect added layers of accountability and encouragement that further ignited his motivation and optimized his efforts. Recognize that motivation and discipline work best in harmony. Their relationship symbolizes an essential dance. Motivation can propel you to initiate action, while discipline supports consistency. Consider instances when your determination might flag. It is during these times that the routine takes the lead. Knowing you have structure in place equips you with the reassurance to forge ahead even when inspiration is low, making discipline your steadfast partner along the way. As you navigate your pursuits, be intentional about intertwining motivation and discipline. Design environments and maintain relationships that foster accountability while establishing efficient structures that promote productive habits. Emphasize reflection in your journey. By celebrating small victories and identifying growth opportunities, you create an empowering feedback loop that strengthens your resolve. Ultimately, striking a balance between motivation and discipline will enable you to sculpt a successful narrative. Through daily actions, you build a bridge to your destination, shaping behaviors into habits that resonate with your vision. Embrace this coexistence as you advance along your path. Together, motivation and discipline will become your greatest allies in achieving success. Your harmonious approach will lead you not only to reach your aspirations, but to enjoy the journey of growth and opportunity along the way. Remember that thriving in this synergy allows you to embody a mindset of resilience, transforming challenges into stepping stones toward fulfillment. Meet Alex, a recent college graduate who landed his first job in marketing, but struggled to adapt to the fast-paced environment. Instead of succumbing to frustration, Alex adopted a growth mindset, viewing his challenges as opportunities to learn. He sought feedback from his colleagues after every project, allowing their insights to guide his professional development. When faced with a particularly tough campaign that didn't perform as expected, Alex dissected the situation thoroughly instead of shying away from it. He collaborated with his team to brainstorm new strategies and even attended extra training sessions on digital marketing. Gradually, his efforts paid off as Alex transformed into a key contributor to successful campaigns, showcasing how determination and a positive perspective can lead to remarkable growth. How might you identify areas in your professional or personal life where a growth mindset could help you overcome challenges, and what steps can you take to embrace that mindset? How might you leverage feedback from others to enhance your skills and develop further? And what specific actions can you implement to seek out constructive criticism? How might you turn a recent setback into a learning opportunity? And what strategies can you adopt to ensure that you grow from that experience rather than feeling discouraged? As we conclude this chapter, remember that cultivating a growth mindset empowers you to rewrite your narrative, turning challenges into stepping stones toward success. By embracing feedback and reflecting on your experiences, you can ignite continuous improvement and build a resilient approach to life's obstacles. In the next chapter, we'll explore the concept of habit tracking, uncovering how this practice can further strengthen your commitment to personal growth and help you measure your progress effectively. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, so you can join me on this transformative journey. Your future self, equipped with newfound insights, awaits just around the corner. Chapter 8: Tracking and Momentum. What if the secret to making consistent progress lies in your ability to track your growth? Tracking not only helps you acknowledge where you've been, but also empowers you to envision where you want to go. By monitoring your habits and progress, you'll find a sense of accountability that reinforces your commitment to your goals, igniting momentum and driving success. This chapter focuses on the transformative practice of tracking, making it your ally in the journey towards self-improvement. Creating a system for tracking your habits can feel like a light bulb moment, illuminating the path forward. When you clearly see your daily actions reflected in numbers or diagrams, you begin to gain invaluable insights that help you understand your behavior patterns. This newfound awareness allows you to identify areas for improvement, capitalize on strengths, and adjust your strategies proactively. Research indicates that people who routinely track their behaviors are more likely to achieve their goals. A study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that individuals who kept food diaries lost more weight than those who didn't, illustrating the power of conscious awareness in driving change. A personal story comes to mind when I think of tracking and momentum. Meet Lisa, a yoga enthusiast who intended to deepen her practice and achieve a challenging pose. Initially, she struggled each week to see improvement, often becoming disheartened when washing away any frustration with thoughts of inadequacy. Realizing that she needed a more structured approach, Lisa decided to track her progress. She created a simple journal devoted entirely to her yoga practice, marking off each session and noting her experiences, thoughts, and feelings. Over time, as she reviewed her entries, Lisa began to recognize the gradual improvements she was making. No longer solely focused on the end goal, she felt invigorated by the small milestones, like holding a new pose for a few seconds longer, or feeling more centered during a session. This practice not only transformed her experience on the mat, but also encouraged her to establish consistency in her routine. By looking back at her journey through her journal, Lisa cultivated a profound sense of accountability and commitment, which fueled a self-perpetuating cycle of motivation. As she gained deeper insight into her progress, she became more attuned to her practice and more enthusiastic about challenges ahead. The evidence and examples brought to life here highlight an essential truth. Tracking is about turning data into personal empowerment. When you consistently evaluate your actions, you're rewriting the narrative of your journey, allowing yourself the grace to honor small victories along the way. This steady accumulation of accomplishments reveals the power of momentum, gently propelling you toward your aspirations with each documented growth. To succeed, prioritize establishing a personalized tracking system. Reflect on the metrics that matter most to you, whether they involve health and fitness, productivity, or personal development. Tailor your tracking mechanism to suit your preferences, so it feels engaging and aligned with your goals. As you build this practice, remember that the focus should remain on progress instead of perfection. Your journey is undeniably unique. Honor each step that contributes to your design, nurturing a sense of ownership and pride in your relentless pursuit of growth. In this chapter, we've merely scratched the surface of how tracking habits fosters momentum, setting the groundwork for further exploration. It's time to embrace this process with enthusiasm and see how establishing transferable methods of tracking can unlock incredible levels of awareness and progress on your own journey towards self-improvement. The momentum built through this practice will serve as a powerful ally as you strive for personal transformation. Embrace tracking, for the path you pave will shape the landscape of your future. Establish clear goals that you want to track, ensuring they are specific and meaningful to you. Create a consistent method for tracking your habits, whether through journaling, apps, or charts that visually represent your progress. Review your tracking regularly to assess your advancements and make necessary adjustments to stay aligned with your goals. As you embrace the practice of tracking, it's essential to recognize the power of accountability. When you record your actions, you're not just documenting them. You're creating a contract with yourself to remain committed to your goals. Accountability can be incredibly motivating, reminding you of your intentions on the days when your resolve wanes. When you actively participate in your progress, you not only cultivate a sense of ownership over your journey, but you also reinforce your determination to achieve the best version of yourself. This concept is underlined by a study in the Journal of Health Psychology, which revealed that individuals who shared their goals with someone else were more likely to succeed than those who kept their intentions private. Sharing your goals can deepen your connection with those around you and foster a sense of community that propels you forward. Take a moment to think about who in your life might support your journey. This could be a friend, family member, or even members of an online community. By making your aspirations known to others, you can create a support system that celebrates your milestones, amplifies your motivation, and aids you in navigating obstacles. Consider the example of Rachel, who decided to embark on a journey to develop better financial habits. Initially, she felt overwhelmed by the large goal of saving a significant amount for her future. To tackle this challenge, Rachel started tracking her daily spending using a simple app. Each time she logged an expense, she could analyze her patterns more effectively. Discovering how much she spent on non-essential items empowered her to make more conscious choices about her spending. However, she quickly realized that the more visible her spending habits became, the more she craved accountability to maintain her progress. Determined to succeed, Rachel approached a close friend and shared her financial goals. They agreed to check in with each other weekly, discussing their budgeting challenges and celebrating their achievements. This external accountability transformed Rachel's experience. She found herself more motivated to stick to her budget, out of respect for her friend and the goals they set together. Since initiating this support system, Rachel consistently improved her savings, which in turn fueled her motivation and reaffirmed her commitment to financial wellness. As you build your momentum through tracking, don't lose sight of the importance of adaptability in your approach. There will be moments when the path isn't clear, and you might be tempted to abandon your goals altogether. However, remember that tracking also helps you reassess your objectives, giving you the opportunity to refine your strategy. If one method isn't yielding the desired outcome, consider shifting your approach to align it better with your evolving needs. Embrace setbacks, as they are valuable opportunities to learn about yourself and the methods that truly resonate with your goals. Ultimately, embracing a tracking system that appeals to you doesn't just illuminate the road ahead, but also instills a sense of confidence in your ability to grow. As you experience the resultant benefits, you will ignite a cycle of success that fuels your determination, determining the course of your journey. Your commitment to tracking habits will become a blueprint for not just action, but a continuous path of reflection, growth, and achievement. Remember that every step forward is a step toward creating the life you envision. So, lean into this process and allow its transformative power to enhance your journey toward fulfillment. Meet Sam, a graphic designer struggling to gain recognition in a competitive industry. Initially disheartened by rejections from potential clients, he chose to adopt a growth mindset instead of giving up. Sam enrolled in online courses to improve his skills and began seeking feedback from more experienced designers. He started creating personal projects to experiment with new techniques, embracing each critique as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback. Over time, Sam's dedication paid off, and his portfolio flourished with innovative designs that reflected his evolving style. This led to new clients and collaborations he once thought unattainable. Sam's journey showcases how perseverance and a willingness to learn can transform challenges into successes, highlighting the strength of a growth mindset in action. How might you identify a recent setback in your life and reframe it as an opportunity for growth, turning it into a valuable learning experience? How might you actively seek feedback from peers or mentors, and what specific steps can you take to incorporate their insights into your daily practice? How might you establish personal projects that challenge your current skills and encourage creativity? And how can you integrate these projects into your routine to foster continuous improvement? As we wrap up this chapter, remember that harnessing a growth mindset empowers you to rewire your approach to challenges and turn setbacks into stepping stones for success. By embracing feedback, continuous learning, and creative projects, you ignite your potential to become the version of yourself you've always aspired to be. In the next chapter, we'll explore the transformative power of habit tracking, revealing how this simple practice can amplify your commitment to personal growth and keep your momentum alive. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, to join me on this enlightening journey. Together, we'll unlock your brightest future, step by step. Chapter 9. Automation and Mastery. What if you could automate your path to success and make your goals feel effortless? In this chapter, we explore the transformative power of automation, a vital tool for turning positive habits into seamless routines that enhance your daily life. By incorporating automation into your approach, you will cultivate and behaviors become second nature, allowing you to effortlessly progress toward your objectives. This chapter will illuminate how systems can take over, freeing your mind to focus on new opportunities for growth. Automation isn't simply about technology. It's about designing your life in a way that eliminates the decision-making fatigue associated with maintaining productive habits. When you create systems that support your growth, your brain can operate on autopilot, engaging in activities that kindle motivation rather than draining it. Research highlights that establishing automaticity is crucial for long-term habit formation. In a study published in the journal Health Psychology, participants who automated their exercise routines tend to maintain those routines over time, demonstrating how habitual actions conditioned into our daily schedules can yield lasting change. Consider the story of Mark, an entrepreneur who was overwhelmed by the demands of starting his new business. Initially, he experienced burnout trying to juggle every aspect of his work, from marketing to finances, while battling distractions along the way. Realizing he needed a more sustainable approach, Mark began to implement automation techniques to streamline his workload. He invested time in creating templates for emails, setting automatic payment reminders for bills, and utilizing software that scheduled social media posts. This initial effort to build a supportive structure decluttered his mind and released him from tedious tasks that drained his creative energy. As Mark integrated these automated systems into his daily routine, he began to notice profound changes. The cognitive load lessened, his focus sharpened, and he could allocate more attention to innovative aspects of his business. Automation gradually transformed the way he worked, cultivating a sense of mastery where his systems were in place to support his aspirations. Soon, Mark found himself not only meeting deadlines but also innovating and expanding his business in ways he once thought impossible. Understanding that automation can signify freedom offers a powerful perspective shift. It reframes the way we interact with our habits. Rather than viewing them as an ongoing struggle, we begin to see habits as actionable, trainable behaviors that can support our success. Automated habits can liberate us from the mundane, allowing us to invest our energy in what truly matters. As you explore automation, keep in mind the importance of creating personalized systems that resonate with your lifestyle and goals. Start by identifying tasks that drain your mental resources and consider how you can build routines or systems to reduce that burden. Whether you leverage technology or create physical cues in your environment, find methods that work seamlessly with your approach. The intention is to establish an infrastructure that makes fulfilling your goals feel natural and instinctual. In this journey toward automation and mastery, remember that the goal is not to eliminate effort altogether, but to reshape how you direct your energy. By refining your systems, you empower yourself to cultivate an environment that advances your progress toward your goals. The mastery of your habits transforms your daily experience, allowing you greater space to dream, create, and thrive. Automated actions become synonymous with ease, and your aspirations start materializing more fluidly into reality. Embrace this innovative approach and discover how automation can enhance your life's journey, paving the way toward fulfillment and your highest potential. Identify the repetitive tasks that consume your time and energy, recognizing which can be automated or streamlined. Design systems and processes that facilitate your daily routines, making it easier to focus on your priorities. Reflect regularly on the effectiveness of your automation strategies, making adjustments as needed to ensure continual alignment with your goals. As you navigate the world of automation, it's essential to embrace the flexibility that comes with it. Your environment should evolve alongside your goals, allowing you to adapt to changing circumstances seamlessly. By continually assessing your habits, you'll be better positioned to recognize when something is no longer serving you, making it simpler to tweak your automation processes to fit your current needs. Remember, automation is a dynamic function that should evolve just as you do. Take the story of Jessica, a busy mother who struggled to balance work, family, and her love for cooking. As her responsibilities increased, the stress of meal planning and grocery shopping became too much to handle. Rather than continue feeling overwhelmed, Jessica decided to automate her meal planning. She turned to various meal planning apps that provided recipes, created shopping lists, and even offered delivery options for groceries. By taking advantage of technology, she streamlined her meal preparation and transformed what once felt like a chaotic task into a smooth routine. With this newfound system in place, Jessica found herself with more time to spend with her family and enjoy cooking, rather than viewing it as a chore. The stress dissipated, and so did the guilt of feeling as though she wasn't making healthy choices. By determining her preferences and dietary commitments, Jessica was able to retain autonomy over her meals without the associated overwhelm. Thanks to her automation approach, she empowered herself to reclaim her time and enjoyment in the kitchen. The beauty of automation lies in its ability to allow you to prioritize the aspects of your life that truly matter. By designing systems that fit seamlessly into your routines, you can minimize distractions and bring greater focus to your personal goals. Think about tasks in your life where frustration lodges regularly. Identifying opportunities for automation means saying goodbye to unnecessary tension and making room for more creativity and fulfillment. Additionally, creating supportive systems can reinforce a sense of mastery over your progress. As technology facilitates routine tasks, you'll find that you have mental energy available for deeper work, where discovery, innovation, and personal growth happen. Automation acts as the scaffolding that elevates you toward your aspirations, making daily life less burdensome and more liberating. Embrace the power of automation, understanding it as a tool to enrich your existence. When you are no longer weighed down by mundane tasks, you gain the capacity to channel your focus into nurturing your passions and pursuing your goals. The synergy between discipline, motivated action, and automation paints an empowering picture of mastery, enabling the steadfast progress toward your highest potential. With this integration of automation into your daily life, every little change becomes a stepping stone toward unleashing new opportunities. As you continue to refine your processes and adopt prudent systems, remember that the ultimate aim is to harmonize your efforts and cultivate habits that inspire your growth. Automation isn't merely a method, it's a marker of your commitment to a brighter, more efficient future brimming with possibilities. Through this journey, you create a reality where success feels both attainable and rewarding, igniting the passion within you to flourish in every sense. Meet Clara, a software engineer passionate about her craft but initially overwhelmed by complex coding languages. Instead of allowing her initial struggles to dishearten her, she adopted a growth mindset. Clara dedicated time each day to online courses, breaking down daunting subjects into manageable topics. She sought guidance from colleagues and actively participated in coding challenges, viewing each mistake as a stepping stone to mastery. When faced with a particularly tough project that tested her skills, Clara approached it with curiosity rather than fear. With perseverance and a willingness to learn, she ultimately delivered an impressive solution ahead of schedule. Clara's journey exemplifies how embracing challenges and a commitment to growth can lead to remarkable achievements in one's career. How might you identify a skill or area of knowledge where you feel challenged, and what specific steps can you take to approach it with a growth mindset? How might you create a routine for seeking feedback from peers or mentors, and what strategies can you implement to use that feedback constructively? How might you embrace a recent setback as a learning opportunity, and what actionable insights can you draw from that experience to improve your future efforts? As we conclude this chapter, remember that harnessing the power of automation can ignite your journey toward mastery, allowing you to create a blueprint that seamlessly supports your goals. By designing systems that simplify your daily routines, you free your mind to focus on what truly matters, transforming efforts into achievements. In the next chapter, we'll explore the art of building resilient habits that endure over time, driving sustainable change in your life. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Brainpower Blueprint, so you can continue unlocking the potential for growth and fulfillment on this transformative journey. Your empowered future is just on the horizon. Congratulations on completing this journey from limiting beliefs to unstoppable habits. You've explored powerful strategies that transform how you approach growth, paving the way for lasting change. Now take action. Choose one blueprint from our chapters, apply it today, and share your triumph with your community. Your investment in personal development is commendable. And remember that lifelong success flourishes through daily commitment. Thank you for joining me on this transformative path. If you found value in this journey, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Brainpower Blueprint channel to continue nurturing your growth and unlocking your full potential together.